Welcome back to my home. Today we're going to talk about something that I have come to love so incredibly much. I value hugely, that gets a surprising number of questions on social media. And that is the topic of shopping secondhand for our clothes. In 2023, we did an entire year buying no new clothes down to our underwear. And today I'm going to dive into how we do it, why we gift that way as well, and why we would definitely still do it regardless of our budget. So if you're looking for a dose of inspiration on shopping secondhand, or you want to start and you're just not actually sure how to make it fit in everyday life, or if you're just intrigued by somebody who would choose to shop this way for their clothes, this is your video. Keep watching. I'm going to show you everything we bought this month. It was all secondhand. It was a bumper month because we've got family weddings and the season change and all different things like that. So I will show you what we bought, what we spent, including a gift that I got secondhand because we do that. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Kezia from the Whole Home blog, Instagram, this YouTube space, and my goal on the internet is to make lower footprint or sustainable living feel a bit less complicated and a bit more budget friendly. And what we put on our bodies in terms of clothes really was quite early on in my journey of this whole what is our impact from how we consume conversation. I have honestly never felt like a very stylish person or like a very confident person in just owning what I want to wear and wearing it. So it's always been a place where I'm a little bit uncomfortable or looking to other people for like, what should I wear? And so I was an avid fast fashion user, you know, H&M, Forever 21, all of those, Primark. My biggest value when it came to clothes was shopping a deal and feeling like someone else was telling me what was in style and I could just put it on. And if you're thinking, wait, she didn't know and she just bought clothes without thinking about their impact or any of their story, yes, I did. I was that person. I just consumed fast fashion, but we have come a long way. And it's been a journey of about 15 years, probably, and up until 2023, where I decided, right, enough is enough. We have got to really push ourselves. If we really care about sustainability and countering the effect of the clothing industry, which we'll dive into, we've got to just stop. And so going into 2023, my husband and our 3 kids, we decided for the kids, that we would do a year of no new clothes as a family. Nothing new. We would not tell ourselves we deserved something or that this was the exception and we needed something. We would do absolutely no new clothes. In that time, we had ballet exams, sports things. My husband got a new job that required a completely new way of dressing. We potty trained a toddler who needed underwear. So many things where we could have gone, oh, this is the reason we need new clothes, but we did it. We made it through the year, aside from a t-shirt that we said no to and had bought for us. That was the one thing in the year. Aside from the ethics of people in production and the environmental effects of the manufacturing of the item, just the sheer volume of clothes we now have on the planet is really detrimental. They are ending up in large landfill areas or just clothing dumps, which affect people, hugely affect our planet. And this really was what led me to say in 2023, we're not doing new clothes anymore, because even if we're buying the ethically made items, the more sustainably made items, we're still causing new items to be created. Now, that is such a valid step on the journey of reducing the impact of what we wear, and we absolutely did that. When we moved away from fast fashion and high street brands with questionable supply chains, we went to ethical brands, and I still shop ethical brands for clothing, and I think they are really important and have a really important place, so I am not doing them down at all. I began to feel though like we wanted to take another step and say, actually, we don't even want to bring new clothes into circulation. There is so much out there let's use what is already there. And that is what led me to start and continue shopping secondhand. And you know what shocked me about 2023 when we bought all of our clothes used? The thing that shocked me most was how it was not difficult. It wasn't hard. There was so much out there, and we shopped a number of different places, and we'll talk about that, but it really wasn't difficult. There were a couple of points where I had to do more research, I had to dig in, I had to really take time, but all in all, across the year, we did not feel it. And so we've continued. We're halfway through 2024, and we are absolutely continuing the same thing, and I'm going to show you some of the things that I've bought secondhand that I would have bought new, maybe even pre-2023, because I would have justified, this is a great moment for something new. When most people think of shopping secondhand and the benefits of it, I think the biggest reason people think of is the cost. It is undoubtedly often cheaper, or it can be cheaper depending on how we're doing secondhand, because you can buy designer clothes secondhand and they're still pretty expensive. That is a massive reason to do this. We save so much money, especially for kids who are constantly growing. Shopping secondhand has brought down our clothing bill hugely. This month, I bought 2 wedding outfits, 9 pieces of clothing for my children, and a gift, and I think I spent under £45 because I bought all of those clothes secondhand. 2 wedding outfits for family weddings that I love. I will show you. So that is a massive reason, but actually we would do this, having now done it solidly for a year and a half, we would continue doing this regardless of our income. This is not actually about spending less. That is a benefit, and it lets us put our money into other things that matter, but it is not our primary reason. Our primary reason is that the clothing industry is so detrimental to the planet. I will say it does take some readjustment of our values and our norms and how we think. And so I think it's really great as we go into this, and I've had to do this over the last 10 years, to really just listen to my self-talk and my beliefs around secondhand clothing. And so if, as I talk about secondhand clothing, or as you look at other people do it, or you think about you doing it, you go, I couldn't do that, but what about, how would that person think? Or what do I feel about that? Or, but I need. Just really tell yourself what you're thinking. Okay, why am I thinking that? Oh, it's because I believe that secondhand is actually lesser. Or I think secondhand is not valuing myself. Then what I try and do with those things as they come up for me is counteract them with what I know to actually be true. So a big one that comes up on social media is, how can you buy your children secondhand clothes? Do you not want to give them the best? How can you do that? To me though, I am giving them the absolute best. So we have trained ourselves to think that new and shiny is the best. But actually, to me, managing our money well so that we can afford to do other things with them, buy them other things, give with them, do different things like that, is a great way of loving them and showing my kids value. Secondhand clothing allows that, but also taking care of people and planet on their behalf, for me, is a real way to show value to my kids, to teach them the impact of our lives and our choices, and to help them live their lives before they're old enough to buy their own clothes in a way that has the least detriment to people and the planet that they are inheriting, you know? So I'm helping them live their life in a low impact way, which I think they will either turn around to appreciate or to understand why I did it. And really, kids value what we value. So if we get excited about secondhand clothing, which we do, my kids know that I love going into a charity shop, finding a secondhand find. I love it. They value it too. And actually, now that they have a little bit of their own pocket money or birthday money, they really value that secondhand, it can buy them a whole piece of clothing. So if we can show them it's valuable, they will value it too. Okay. More controversy on social media. We also gift secondhand. This is probably the piece that people question the most, and it's the piece that I feel maybe the least secure in. We absolutely shop secondhand, and I will show you something that we bought this month. I got this from Oxfam, which is one of my favorite charity shops to go into, and we got some really nice denim dungarees, and we'll probably pair it with maybe some fair trade chocolate or some bulk candy in a little jar, but my daughter was really excited to gift that. But we absolutely gift secondhand, and I do it because shopping secondhand is us really living out what's inside of us, our values, and why would I not gift that way to other people? Sometimes I will explain it to people why we're doing it, other times I won't if I know they understand or they're coming from the same perspective, point of view, but this is what we truly value, and so it's how we gift too. Okay, our favorite places to shop. The biggest way I do it and how I got everything this month was I work shopping trips into our daily life. So each week I food shop, but it might be the school run or a walk to a gym or something that you do regularly in life, or make a little detour, but I pop into a couple of charity shops weekly when I do my food shop. Most of the time it is a 30-second trip. I go around, I walk out, I go get my food shopping. But every time I go in with a list, I know, I've got these 3 parties coming up, I've got this person's birthday, one of my kids needs this, and I have a wedding coming up, or whatever it is that I need something for. And I'm just glancing around going, is there anything that could work? No, and I leave. But what it means is it makes it really manageable to find the things I need, because I'm constantly checking what's in there, and that is how all this came about. So we'll go through this in a second. My other top places to go are Vinted. If we're looking for something specific like ballet outfits, football kit, Vinted or Poshmark in the States would be my top choices. Also for adults and kids, but my husband especially loves this, and that is Oxfam Online. When he last year got a job in Germany, he needed a few new suits and things he just hadn't worn for a long time and just didn't have in his wardrobe. And Oxfam Online was phenomenal because he could return stuff, and that was amazing. So he bought some beautiful new suits, shirts, jackets, jumpers, really, really great things, all secondhand, and he could return the things that didn't work for him, and know that he was supporting a great organization too. So eBay is also another one. Again, if you want to search something really specific and maybe a specific designer or specific item, eBay is another one. I will say for me, in trying to move away from the impact of fast fashion and the high turnover brands, I only shop ethical and sustainable brands, even secondhand, unless it's from a charity shop. And my reason is I don't want to fuel resellers. So people who are buying fast fashion, selling it on, and then buying more. So if I'm buying from a person, so eBay, Vinted, Poshmark, I will only buy sustainable brands. If I'm shopping from a charity shop, a lot of that can end up in landfill if it's not bought, and then have further detrimental impact. So I will buy anything from a charity shop. So here's what we got this week. I found a bin that had 3 items for £1, and I knew my kids need some things, but when they needed new things, I just waited. I knew that they'd need things going into summer, that they'd outgrown stuff. I just waited. And then I came across this. So I got 9 items for £3, and I got a pair of joggers. My son loves jogger style pants, trousers. And so we've got some joggers here that I got for him. He loved those. They fit perfectly. That was amazing. I also got him some shorts, which actually ended up being a tiny bit big, but he really loved them. So we will, I think, just keep them for next year. Some shorts, dungarees for my daughter. They have a really cute frill detail around the straps, so I like them. They could be dressed up or down, but I thought they were really sweet. She loves them. And then this little leopard print cardigan that's inside out. Great for British summer. Then I got this, which honestly I just really liked in the moment. If I was not shopping secondhand, I definitely wouldn't have got this. It wasn't a need, but it was a really sweet, chunky cardi. We need things like this even in the summer in England, and both my daughters could wear that. So we grabbed that one as well. And 2 t-shirts for my son. That will get a lot of wear this summer. And then a slightly more interesting t-shirt with some different colors going on, but he really liked that one as well. This might be for my youngest to go on top of a dress for a wedding. It was really sweet, very white, so I'm gonna hide it with these sweet little sequin cherries, which I know she will love. I then also got a Peppa Pig t-shirt, which I was definitely persuaded into buying in the moment. Again, would never have done that. But there's another thing that I love about secondhand is I can say yes to some things I would never buy for impact or price if I was shopping new, and then we can hand it on to someone else or take it back to the charity shop, and it was 33p. And so I was able to just say yes and enjoy that. The gift here was $3.99, and then the rest of the whole haul here was another £3. So $6.99 for all of that. They are all amazing pieces. And then I got myself 2 dresses. So I have 2 family weddings, and honestly, I was kind of planning on wearing something I already had and wearing it to both weddings. I was told by family that I probably shouldn't wear the same outfit to 2 family weddings with all the same people. I don't know. I think we have to undo some of these norms and be okay re-wearing things. I'm so okay re-wearing things, but I thought, all right, 2 family weddings, 1 summer, I will get a new dress for one of them. And I've just been flicking through racks in charity shops for weeks, waiting for something to speak to me. It was quick, 30-second trips in, nothing, walk out. Very little time investment until I found this one piece. And I fell in love with it. It just spoke to me on the rack. And remember how I said I'm not the most confident in terms of knowing my style and knowing what's stylish and owning things. And I'm really trying to grow, and I promise you can grow, because I am. This really spoke to me. It is I don't know how you say this brand. And this was a more expensive charity shop purchase for me. This was £20. But I loved it. It fits beautifully. It's really nice fabric. I thought, you know what? If I want to sell it after the wedding, I could sell it on. But it really made me happy. I tried it on. I felt good in it. And so that's the one I bought, 20 quid. And I can sell it on if I want to. Then I was going to wear something I already had to the other wedding, except we got the invite and it said fun and formal. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if the thing I already have is either fun or formal. But I was going to just roll with what I had anyway. But I kept flicking through racks and charity shops to see. And then another piece caught my eye, which honestly they don't often. And I was like, this piece is speaking to me. I looked at the price, $12.99, and I knew I could take it back if I didn't love it. It is a vintage monsoon piece. I'm gonna say from the 90s. What do we think? 90s monsoon, something about it just spoke to me. I couldn't try it on, so I asked if I could return it. I came home, I tried it on, and I was like, okay, maybe I don't like this. I texted a picture to my sister and said, I don't think I'm gonna keep this, and she said, yeah, I think that's a good call. A week later, I tried it on again and went, no, I actually like it. It's making me happy, it's speaking to me, I love it. And I'm gonna be honest, that was really hard for me to go. My sister, who is far more stylish than me, said it was probably a good call to take it back. But I'm learning to own what I love. And so that was a proud moment for me. I'm admitting it. We're keeping it. It is fun and formal, which is the dress code for the wedding. And it spoke to me and it made me happy. And I felt like I could put it together in a way that felt like my style. And I think that's something we really have to embrace if we're going to shop secondhand. And it's one of the reasons I actually love secondhand is because way back at the beginning of my journey, when I was shopping fast fashion, I loved that someone else was telling me what was stylish. Hey, buy this, it's cheap, it's in style this season. But actually getting to this point and going, no, I'm going to say what's stylish. I'm going to say what's my style and what I love, and I'm going to own that. It's been a journey. I've had to kind of figure it out, but it is so worth it and such a bonus of secondhand shopping. I actually love the uniqueness of not just buying something off the rack for that season, but of going, you know what? This was already in circulation. It speaks to my values and the way I want to treat the planet, but also the style speaks to me and it makes me happy and I'm owning it and I put this together. Somehow makes me so much more happy, even though that's not my natural bent in terms of confidence. It's something I've learned to grow over time. I am still so getting there. But it's been a massive plus point of shopping secondhand. That is what we got this month and spent $6.99 plus 20 is $26.99 plus $12.99. That is $39.98. I could never have got 9 items of clothing, a birthday present, and 2 family wedding outfits for $39.99. Honestly, even really buying fast fashion, definitely not buying any kind of sustainable or ethical fashion. And that lets me either say, I can do this on budget, or lets me save and put the extra money I've saved towards something else that really matters. But I would do this regardless of our income. We have, over the last however many years, begun to do this regardless of different income levels at different times, because it's not about what we're spending to us. And if you want to do this and you have a huge budget, you can go for amazing sustainable brands secondhand and find all of those things at a really high price. Secondhand shopping doesn't have to mean you don't spend anything. But I would do this at whatever price point, because the biggest thing I have come to love is knowing that when I put on an outfit, it's not having a negative impact. I love putting on an outfit and knowing I'm gonna wear this to my brother's wedding and it's gonna feel like me expressing my style. I love the piece. It saved me money, but also that is not coming at anyone else's expense. It's not coming at the expense of the planet. I've taken something that's already in circulation that came from a charity shop, especially there. We know the next stop is landfill or a clothing dump and further detrimental impact. So we've taken something out of that. We've taken something that's already in circulation, and that is my top reason for shopping secondhand now. When I get my kids dressed in the morning, I'm not going, they look sweet, I love their outfits, but knowing that there's a detrimental impact because of how I've dressed them, knowing we've taken things already in circulation, there is not that detrimental impact of fast fashion or questionable supply chains in the mix. And that is the best part for me and why I would do this regardless of the numbers. So $39.98 for 2 wedding outfits, 9 kids items for my kids, and a birthday present. That is this month's secondhand clothing roundup, and it is not like that every month. But we needed more this month, and because of those constant trips to the charity shop that I was able to work in, we managed to make it work. So my advice would be just start trying to go secondhand first. When you feel you need something, look in a local charity shop. Or look on Vinted or Poshmark first and see, before I go new, can I get this secondhand? And if you can, that's an easy win. Then after that comes a bit of patience in waiting and going, I need this, but I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna hold off, can I get this secondhand? And then comes that absolute, which I so recommend, doing a year without buying new clothes. It was so enlightening, it was so much fun. We had to get creative, we had to find patience. It was truly a really fun thing to do, highly recommend it. But if you're not there yet, it's okay. Start with just first having a look secondhand. What can we get? What can we do? And incorporate those charity shop runs. find your local one, pop in, see what you can get, and keep a list of things you need. And instead of just knocking things off the list when you have them by buying new, just hold them for a while and kind of develop the fun of searching. And that really is the other benefit, is that I have all these pieces of clothing that I feel like have stories to them. The way that I've searched them out, or where I ended up finding them, or what I was doing when I found them. And I love that. I love the story that comes with them too, that they feel like so much more of a fun wardrobe that I believe in and I love and I really own. If you want to stick around, I highly recommend this video about France's approach to fast fashion and countering it with a ban on different things. It's really, really interesting. Tell me what you think if you watch that one. Or if you want to watch something completely different, this is a tour of our 3rd acre garden space and how we're trying to use it to grow food as sustainably as we can. And you can take a little tour with me here. And if you want to see future videos, you can hit the subscribe button down here, and I will see you in another video sometime soon.